Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going? I know it's another late night live draw with me for some reason. I don't know what it is about late nights and live draws, but it seems to be the way I go, it seems. So, anyway, I just wanted to start this one off. This is Mr. Rayshaun Lewis, or Lucas, I don't know why I said Lewis, aka Patriot. He is actually the third person in the Marvel Universe to have that name. The first one was somebody who was in with the Captain America back with the Invaders days, and he currently leads, currently part of the leadership of Shield. And so then we have a second Patriot who is Isaiah Bradley, who is the grandson of a character from the Truth series. And so he was a character that was around the Young Avengers, and he didn't have any real power, so to say. He used the hormones that Dr. Jekyll used in order to, as you call it, human growth hormones or human, you believe it was like human mutant hormones or human growth hormones, something like that, where he would be able to mimic powers of superpowered people for so long, but he had to take the medication in order to continue to do it. So they did this whole thing where he developed a dependency to these drugs because, of course, he's running around with a whole bunch of superpowered teenagers. And so we have this version of Patriot, who is Mr. Lucas, and his whole thing started with the fact that he was a kid who was trying to. He's kind of civil rights type kid, and I believe they introduced him about a year or so ago into the Marvel comics. And so what happened was he was involved in a storyline where, at that time, Falcon was doing the whole Captain America thing. Then, and so he was there and he was trying to stand up with Falcon and so forth. And there was a point where they were accusing Rage, who was another fun, interesting teenage character, and he was on a new Warriors team back in the '90s, I believe. So there were people that were out trying to say that he was committing all these crimes, all these different things, and he was doing all this stuff, and they would falsely accuse him of murder and all this other stuff. And so Patriot at the time, he wasn't even really a character yet as far as the name would suggest. And then time went on, and he started standing up for the rights of Rage and all these other people. And as he did that, he earned the attention of a couple of people. The first was actually Falcon himself. Falcon started working with the kid, once he started realizing he was out there trying to fight for the rights of the people, period. And so once that happened, then of course he encouraged he met up with Tony Stark. And while he was meeting up with Tony Stark, they ended up actually having him go in and do these things. And so eventually, Tony built him a shield that he could use as a shield. And then he also was able to use that shield as a drone, as well as he could stand on it. It made it big enough to where he could stand on it and fly. So there's actually a point during the course of these books where he just kind of comes in and he's like, oh, and he's Patriot. And he not only did that, but he also ended up teaching himself to fight via an AI construct of Black Widow. And so there's a point during the course of that where he's actually going in and doing some fighting and all that stuff with the AI. And so as he learns how to do the fighting with the AI, eventually he is able to grab skills. And it's funny because then they did a more recent cartoon called Marvel Rising. And so they did it with Marvel Rising. They changed up his origins a little bit, and they basically made him instead of him being inspired by Falcon, they made him trained up with Captain America. And so of course they do this whole thing in the show where he's like, okay, I trained with Captain America and I learned all these great awesome things, and this shield is my weapon to help stand for those who can't stand for themselves type thing. Which I kind of dig that about him, about the character. And the fact, he is African American character, so it's an interesting dichotomy of things because as they did the character, that was one of the things, especially with the whole Rage issue, that was kind of something that was there because if you read the Captain America book when Sam Wilson was Cap, that was something that kept getting brought up a lot during the course of the actual storyline and stuff. Was that they had the whole not my Captain America thing going on with Sam Wilson as the captain. So I always thought that was kind of an interesting thing is when I did that. So, but anyway, Patriot has the shield. He has really good hand-to-hand skills. He has been with the champions a few times as well. I don't know if he's still with the champions. I know he was part of the secret uh, secret empire type thing where he was fighting against Captain America when Captain America did the whole Hydra thing. He ended up finding out the secrets to the whole Kobik deal, and Kobik ended up being the thing that changed Steve's reality to make him think he had always been part of Hydra. And so he was part of that group of people that helped really find out what was going on. And so he really became an asset to the Marvel Universe as a whole as a result of that. And so I always thought it was really cool and really neat that they would create in him this character that would go in and be able to do all these cool things as a result of that. But I still kind of wish he'd been trained by Sam. I think it's neat that Sam Wilson, who was for so long considered a sidekick to Captain America, I think it would have been cool to have Sam Wilson, in the cartoon at least, be the one to help train him, because I think that would have spoke volumes to the legacy Captain America had on him. And so, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not a Marvel writer. I don't get to write those kind of things. So that's just my thoughts on that. So anyway, while we're doing thoughts on that, what are your thoughts on this? I know we've been doing this. This is day 4 of the series that you've been seeing. What do you think of the drawing so far? As a reminder, there is a comment contest. That's right, there's a comment contest. So if you've got comments, please put them down. That way, as you're out there, out and about, doing things, you get the chance to put a comment in. Give me something thoughtful. Like I said, I love requests for future teenage heroes. While I'm doing this, I'll put them in and get them involved. And so I'd love to hear from you. And at the end of the month, I will be choosing one of the comments that are in there, and I will have somebody be wanting a sketchbook from me. And so, with a customized sketch, you can, let me know what you want in it. Like I said in another video, I have to find that one. I want to make sure that you're aware. Of course, there's certain things I'm not going to draw. So, there's that. But other than that, I'm pretty, optional. And so just need to let me know what it is once you win it. So how do you win? Comment something down below. Like I said, I'd love to see some of your ideas for future drawings like this. It'd be cool and awesome. So I greatly appreciate your help in that. And we're going to finish this up. We're just about done. I just need to black out some of the bigger black spots here. I want to do something with the shield there. That way I can pick up the blacks in it. That's the idea. So it's about done. One thing that's real cool is that the shield is actually big enough, or can get big enough, because Tony Stark created it, of course. It can get big enough to where he can actually stand on it and fly with it short distances. And so on top of it being a drone, and it's kind of a bit of a weapon in itself, it also has the whole I'm a shield thing, so it does that too. But I thought that was really neat that you'd have a shield, because a lot of people, have shields in the Marvel Universe, but not many people have a shield they can fly on. So that's always cool as well. So, I'm actually really enjoying these. It makes me focus on drawing things I wouldn't normally draw, but then it also makes me focus on learning a bit more about the characters. Like this version of Patriot was not somebody I knew a lot of. I've seen pictures of him, and of course he's in the Marvel Rising cartoon. So, but other than that, I really don't know much about the character. So I had to sit down and actually look up the character stuff. So just a heads up, guys. Tomorrow's character for this live draw will be none other than Raven herself. Yes, Miss Azrael Metrion Zentos. I probably didn't say that right. But anyway, so it'll be Raven herself from the Teen Titans. So if you're into Raven, that'll be a good one to check out. Of course, some of you probably have the DC streaming service, so you've already began to watch the Titans series. Let me know what y'all think about that series. I'm curious. I don't have the streaming service yet. I hadn't gotten quite that brave. So let me know what you guys think of it. I want to know. So there you are. And there is Patriot. That is day 4 of my Inktober live draws. So anyway, guys, thank you for continuing to check these out with me. Above all else, guys, when all else fails, remember, be blessed, be a blessing to somebody, guys. Till tomorrow's video, y'all take care.